guys, this lighting setup alone could do so much.
But wait, there's something I need to show you. It's like holding the power of the sun in the palm of your hands. 500 watt bicolor light packed into this 5x5 chunk of heatsink material. A cooling source disguised as a COP. This is the Zhiyun Moluse G300.
So guys, this is the G300. Cool is the heat sinks built into the back of the chip here, and obviously it's very small. How do they get it this small? This is our ballast right here. So what's cool is there's this little lantern on the back here. So I just hang this off the light stand, plug it into the light up over here, and the front of this is a bones mount as well. So pretty much all my lighting modifiers will be able to fit on this guy. Now let's get into the light and let me show you some lighting breakdowns.
We were planning to do a documentary out here.
はい、山崎和弘と申します。ここは京都市の右京区鳴滝っていうところにあります。
But the fact I was able just to put this in my suitcase and then this little thin light stand, it came in clutch. So let's blast it off this concrete wall here. Let's try not to blow the circuits here. Like, this is what's so cool about this light is the fact it's so small. Literally, all you need to do is really bounce it off. Right now, we're only at 33%, so you really don't need that much light when you're doing interior stuff. There's no way I'm gonna be able to bring in like a larger light, put that in my suitcase, but plus the, you know, the ballast and everything. The cool thing is, you see, we almost have like a built-in reflector on the light. So it's not just like a regular COB where you just turn it on and there's no shape to it. This little reflector kind of just still helps give you some shape, and it kind of helps the output as well. So the biggest thing is, like, again, if we were filming this, I would have just done it all natural light because I wouldn't have any lights. Because again, usually 300 watt lights plus it goes up to 500 watts. You know, that's gonna be a large light. It just helps us put in that little extra effort that makes something like this that was unplanned look more professional.
Yeah, I have a question about the light.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the feed function.
How the what?
How the feed.
Feed.
It's hot, right?
Oh, the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Zhiyun has like pretty much their designs. Yes, they look cool, but there's actually factor, or there's actual, what's the word? Functionality, thank you. So guys, the Zhiyun lights, they look super cool, but there's actually functionality behind the design. So you see there's basically like a built-in heat sink in there, plus a fan. So that's what's allowing them to have such a thin, compact design at a 500 watt light. Again, they're marketing this as a 300 watt light, but the peak power could go up to 500 watts. The fan can get loud, so if you put this really close to your subject and the mic's picking it up, the fan noise might pick up if you're at like 100%. The fan was running while we were doing the interview, and I don't think anybody can hear it. You can hear it super echoey in here.
This whole video has been about how I'm traveling with high power light. It's all in here. And I got the new DJI power stations. I have the 1000 watt, 500 watt. We're gonna set this up right now, get some photos while we're still doing camera prep. In my original Zhiyun G300 video, you guys saw how I utilized that light on photo shoots, and everybody was asking me how I powered it in the woods. You guys are seeing it. I used power stations. On this shoot, I was using the new DJI power station. It came in clutch. But yeah, when it comes to photography, personally, I love using continuous lighting. But with continuous lighting on location, it can be real difficult because the lights are just, you know, they're usually ginormous and they require so much power. So again, this is what I keep talking about in this video. The form factor and the portability of this light is just perfect for, you know, the type of stuff that I do. Everything from film photo shoots to digital photo shoots to filmmaking to content creation to, you know, cinematic things, wherever it is. I'm telling you guys, I take this light everywhere with me. Plug this into power on location, just to say battery for now. This was a jam-packed shoot. I wrote this narrative fashion film and I was doing film photography, and you can see we heavily utilized that G300. We went from slapping a softbox on it to utilize it for film photography to blasting it through a window and creating haze and bouncing light back into our talent. And then we took it outside and turned up to max and put it to 3200 Kelvin just to create a rim light on our talent. And then we we'll blast it back in the window just again to pump in light and to create shafts of light with some haze on our talent there. This is why I love this light. It is so versatile between the form factor and the high output on it. All right guys, time for the lighting breakdown of the video. You guys seem to really love this part of the video anytime I do Zhiyun videos. Jericho and I are at Area 51 right now. I have another segment that I'm gonna film for another video. You'll see, stay tuned. We purposely stayed in this weird motel and luckily we got the Egyptian themed rooms. Usually when you're wide, people don't really get this, but a lot of times in films, they just use the practicals. And then when they punch in, that's when they start bringing the modifiers and the lights and all that. So first issue so far is our lamp is peaking. So I need to close down the exposure on the camera. And then I'm gonna use the G300 to lift the exposure in the room. From there, once we go in tighter, I'm going to put the softbox on the G300. And then we're gonna start, shaping the light for our tights. The cool thing is too, the G300 is bicolor. So I'll be able to match the color temp or at least get it close to this lamp over here. I think a lot of people get this part wrong because they think, oh, I need to bring balance. But if you watch films, a lot of the times with their shadows, they will let those shadows fall off into the blacks. So all I'm doing is I'm trying to make that roll off into the blacks more rounded and robust. Give it more of a satiny type look. Then once I turn that light on, you see it just makes it a little, a little kiss of light there. We can probably turn it up a little bit now. That's beautiful. It almost makes it look like that lamp is it's like creating a glow around the room. That's gorgeous. So again, we'll kill it. So that's without, which personally I like a lot too. And then that's with. So it's just real subtle haze. I'm really worried about this. Is it with the cinema? I wanted to make sure the practical stays on the edge of the frame so you can see like where the light's being motivated from. If I pan this light over here, it starts spilling on the back wall. I don't mind it, but I wanted to create some more contrast between me and the wall. I want to be just a hint brighter than the wall. So that's where this giant softbox and grid comes into play because the grid helps give you some control. So you can see if I turn it way over here, we get no light on the wall behind me. And then if I keep feathering it and then feather it right off the wall there, we're getting the ultimate soft light on myself. You can see this is the light at 10%. This is a little bit too hot for me. This looks a little bit too fake. I think sometimes people kind of go overboard on, on the output on their lights. Sometimes less is more. That's wide open at T2. It should be around T28 or so. So we are at 8% there. I think I'm ready to go on this. So I have 3 different softboxes from Zhiyun. I kind of wish I brought the smaller one. Every side. The joy. I can't film. But the joy of the G300 being so small. Try to lift this right below. Ooh, that's sick right there. But it doesn't make sense. But just like Tarantino, a lot of their shots don't make sense, but it's magical. It's film, baby. We're making film right now.
I see what this looks like.
Little last final touch here. We're gonna throw this on Jericho. Again, people just go a little bit too sourcey. So 6% to 4%, I'm gonna kill it. That's without, cover the other light. So that's just with the practical. That's with the key, and that's with the little blue motivated laptop. All right, and we're good to go. That concludes the lighting breakdown of this video. As you guys can see, again, the reason I love this light so much is because I wouldn't bring lights like this usually onto any shoot, and I would just try to work with practicals. But the fact that I could fit all this stuff, especially the G300, in that little bag, that duffel bag, even the size of the G300 alone, it kind of influences me and pushes me to use it for some reason. I don't know if that makes me lazy or just it's out of convenience. Yeah, when I talk about these lights, it's because I genuinely love them. Like I genuinely use them and breathe them everywhere. So
also, this room is tiny. Like I don't think you could do this with bigger lights.
yeah, imagine like if I had one of the bigger traditional lights, like we wouldn't be able to do this right here. The fact that we still get a super soft light and not have to worry about the back. Like this literally looks like there's just like a light source built into the softbox almost. It's pretty cool.
When we started this, I was very interested because I wanted to record this specifically because I
first walked into this room and I thought, oh shit, well, we got to find some other room because I thought it was going to be so awful to light. But that is a very interesting idea. I love watching Cam work because he finds the shittiest, weirdest looking areas and he makes them look cinematic. So I really appreciate that.